All right, welcome everyone to today's webinar presentation. Today we are excited to go about we are excited today to go over a topic that lots of business owners I think are going to be very interested in, which is how to access SBA bridge financing in Ohio or across all the 50 states. Today we're excited to have John White, who's our managing director in the Toledo, Ohio market with us. How you doing today, John?
Very well, Kurt. Thank you, and appreciate the opportunity to be on the webinar with you today.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I know we've had a lot of interest. A lot of people signed up for this webinar. Everybody knows and is very familiar typically with SBA financing, but I think, not a lot of the folks out there are as well aware of what the different options are of, hey, if you're getting an SBA loan, but you need capital faster, what solutions are there, right? So I'm excited today to kind of go through that, the presentation and walk our clients through the different available options. So before we get started though, we have to obviously throw out our disclaimer. We want to make sure that everyone understands this presentation is not meant to be construed for giving legal or professional advice. We highly recommend, of course, consulting with your legal or tax professionals before contemplating any sort of business financing program or growing a business or investing. It's important to understand that securing debt financing is not guaranteed at all. Obviously, there's different factors to it. So we have to make sure we put out our disclaimer here. So again, as you can see, that's myself, Kurt Nadevelt, the CEO of Rainstar Capital Group, and we have John White, who's our managing director. My background, I started a marketing firm about 7 years ago, back in October of 2010. And our marketing firm has served over 100 clients that have primarily been fund managers and direct lenders in the commercial real estate and the capital markets. A lot of those relationships then translated over into the work that we do with Rainstar Capital Group. I had launched Rainstar Capital Group back in January of 2014. And today we invest from our balance sheet into a couple different niches, and then we run kind of one of the more robust debt advisory platforms here in the U.S. We have over 200 registered lenders on our platform that I'll go into in a minute, and our team is currently at about 25 managing directors spread out across different marketplaces. So that's a little bit of my background. John, why don't you jump in and tell the audience a little bit about you and your background.
Thank you, Kurt. Well, I've been in this financial services products business probably going on 20 years now. Done a lot in the working capital and small business loan funding arena, continuing to serve clients and their needs. Prior to that, I was with the Division of International Paper, calling on clients and customers all over southeastern Michigan, northwestern Ohio. I was privileged to be Salesman of the Year twice with that group. And also during that time, I have owned investor real estate myself, owned and managed it. So I'm familiar with the problems and needs of small business real estate owner investors. So, and I'm very pleased to be part of the Rainstar Group and pleased to be here today. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's jump in and kind of do a deep dive into our lender platform. We do have banks on the platform, but primarily we've built our platform off of non-bank lenders, okay? And typically if a client is rejected by their local bank, they have to go out and search for a solution, right? And so we've been able to create kind of one of the more well-diversified platforms that allows us to get creative when providing solutions to our clients. And so you can kind of see the list of the different lenders there that we have on our platform. And similar to banks, our non-bank lenders are going to look at the borrower's cash flow, credit, and collateral. But typically what we see is that they have like less lending restrictions, right? And so non-bank lenders are still going to rely on the 3 C's, but typically they're going to prioritize kind of one over the other. So the key is to really identify which of those 3 C's that our lender is focused on, and then similar to putting the pieces of the puzzle together, you've got to figure out which pieces of the puzzle that you have, and then how we help our clients is matching them up to our lenders so that it can be a good fit. So So with that said, John, why don't you jump into this topic? Most folks, listening to this call, I think are very well versed on SBA financing, or I'm sure we have a lot of bankers on the line as well. I think when I looked at the list of the folks that signed up for the webinar, I saw a lot of bankers on here. For bankers out there that are providing SBA financing or borrowers as well, what's the reason that clients would be interested in these SBA bridge financing? What would they need that capital for while they're waiting for their SBA loan to kick in?
Well, as you just said, Kurt, waiting for the SB loan to kick in. Typically, anyone that's applied for an SBA loan, they know very well that it can take 30 days up to sometimes 6 months to get their loan approved from the SBA. So, but their working capital needs keep on a daily basis. So, I mean, a business owner has to buy inventory and obviously has to meet payroll on a weekly or semi-weekly basis. He has to purchase new equipment. They pay the utility bills every day. And also he has to advertise his business with marketing, paying for marketing to get his product out in front of his customers, the customers. So there's a continuing daily need for additional financing, even with the SBA loan in place or waiting for an SBA loan to come through.
Yeah, absolutely. And kind of the running joke that we have is, business doesn't stop, right? While you're waiting to get your term loan, right? There are costs, there are things that come up. And so, now we're going to kind of transition. I think this is kind of the meat and the potatoes of the presentation. People want to know, what are those options, right? What are the options that are available to them? And so typically, the different solutions that will take a kind of second lien position behind an SBA loan are either going to come in the form of like a credit line, some sort of term loan, or, we do have, merchant cash advances. We're not going to really discuss merchant cash advances on this presentation, just because of the fact that they're kind of a costlier product. We have them at our disposal. We're obviously very honest with clients when they come through the doors on the pros and cons of a merchant cash advance. Typically, the repayments on those merchant cash advances are daily, and they can be just kind of a cash drain and an expensive program. So we typically look to focus more on like a credit line or a term loan solution. And again, you can use these solutions for anything you need for your business, right? While you're waiting for that SBA loan to kick in. So John, why don't you jump in, talk a little bit about our 48-hour term loan. And before John jumps in, the nice thing about this term loan is, again, they will take a second lien position behind the SBA loan as long as they're confident in the the cash flows, the cash flows that would cover both loans. Or again, a client can use this 48-hour term loan for the purpose of getting the capital today, and then when they get the SBA loan could pay off this term loan. So anyway, John, why don't you jump in with some of the details on it?
Okay, appreciate that, Kurt. Yeah, as we said, the business keeps on going even though they're waiting for the SBA loan. So their need is immediate for working capital loan. And so our 48-hour product is one of the many solutions, a very, very good solution. We could get them, 20,000 to 500,000 in a term loan, and they just need to have a credit score of maybe 650 or north of that. This is for existing businesses, must have a couple of years in business, and 100,000 or so in revenue that their business is currently generating. Do you want to flip to the next slide, Kurt?
Yeah. Yep. Let's transition. So, again, with that term loan, like John was mentioning, it's a very good program because, again, you can get, pretty quick liquidity. And it's got
yes.
a monthly amortization to it. And again, when it comes time for the SBA loan to kick in place, it either can, the SBA loan can be used to pay off that loan, or you can take kind of a secondary position behind the SBA loan. So
Correct.
um,
Yes.
one of the other popular programs that we have is our business credit card program. The business credit card program is great because it only underwrites from a credit perspective. Typically, the client has to have like a 680 plus credit score. We can get them anywhere from like 20 to 200,000 in these unsecured business credit cards and personal credit cards. And so clients like that because, again, a lot of the operational costs that you have can be paid with a credit card, right? And you can float that capital for 30 days or so. And then have to pay the minimum payment for, especially for startups. This is a great solution, right? A lot of the cards come in at 0% interest for the first 6 to 13 months, and so John, you've run businesses, I've run businesses. Sometimes it takes a little time, right, to be able to get into revenue and cash flow.
Oh, absolutely. Yes.
And so, the business credit card program is a very nice additional solution for either an existing business or for sure, a startup. So John, why don't you jump in with one of our other very popular programs that just came out a few months ago, our no credit check credit line.
Absolutely, Kurt. Thank you. Yeah, this is a very popular product for a lot of business owners. They don't get involved in actually credit checking. They're running their credit. What they look at is the cash flow of the business, the ability to pay back the deal. But it's very popular, and it can be obtained very quickly. Again, to augment while they're waiting for an SBA loan to kick in. They're looking for at 25,000 in annual revenue, which is not near as big an environment as some of the other ones. They have to be in business for 6 months, but it's again very popular, and we're seeing a lot of interest and activity and those kinds of deals for small business owners.
Yeah, yep, absolutely. So along with our no credit check credit line, we have another similar product, our cash credit line. John, why don't you jump in and tell the folks a little bit about this program? And there's some differences, obviously.
Oh yeah, well the cash credit line is similar and different in that it's looking for the specifically the cash flow of the business. What is the annual revenue of the business? And it has to be like 100,000 a year for a cash flow credit line. Again, they want a minimum 660 and north a credit score to get that one. But again, it's a quick access to 20,000 to 100,000, and so this is again something that will augment their cash flow and the ability to pay their day-to-day needs while they're waiting for an SBA loan, and even sometimes to take a second position behind the SBA loan. So it's a very popular product.
Yeah, and one thing to note on this, we just got word from our Vice President of Business Development at that FinTech Lender. They've actually upped the amount, so they will now extend up to 150,000 to clients.
That's exciting news. Yes.
Yeah, we just got word of that the other day. So both of these, the no credit check credit line, the cash credit line are great because they're like true on-call cash, right? I mean, what happens is the borrower hops into their it's kind of like online banking, their FinTech Lender's portal, and let's say they were approved for 50 grand and they want to transfer 40 grand into their their business checking. With a click of a button, that cash transfers into their account, and then they're free to use it. So it is a true, very similar to like a bank revolving line, but it's just provided by a FinTech lender. So you don't write a check off of the line. What you do is you transfer it into your business checking account, and then from there, you can write a check or use that cash how in whatever mechanism that you want. So along with some of the other products that we've gone through so far, we also have a very popular 4-hour a term loan program that goes up to 75,000. What's great about this program is the credit score piece of it. Normally, our other term loan lenders like to have borrowers with 660 plus scores. This program covers clients that have bad credit. So for somebody that's maybe taking a hit, this is a very good product. Typically, they'll go up to 75,000. The lender typically wants to see the business doing like 100 grand of revenue, and it's a term loan. It's not a merchant cash advance. Typically, clients have to get merchant cash advances. They do that because they have worse credit. They don't fit the profile of the other term loan lenders. And so this lender, excuse me, has program that will go to a little worse credit, and it is a monthly repayment. And what's also great about it is there's no prepayment to it as well, prepayment penalty. And so clients really like that, especially if they have that SBA loan that's going to close in 4 months or whatever. This product is a very good product to kind of get them that instant liquidity that they need, and then the SBA loan can kind of come in and take them out. The only downfall of this program is you can see it listed there. The lender doesn't lend in all 50 states. They only lend in the states that you see below. I think it's about 30 of the states. So for our loan program, our clients, we typically have them use it like a credit line in the sense that they get the liquidity, and again, whenever they want to pay it off, they cut out that that interest that they would pay. So our 4-hour loan program is very very popular. So along with that, we also have an alternative FinTech lender that lends kind of on higher dollar amounts from 250,000 to 2.5 million. This is a very, very good program that they have, especially for clients that need a little more liquidity. Some of our other FinTech lenders, they do a little smaller amounts, right? 150,000 and below. This lender will cover, kind of larger amounts, right? And so what's great about the program is it's an interest only. They give a 6-month max term on it. The lender or the SBA loan that comes in can either be used to pay it off, or they can work some sort of intercreditor agreement with the SBA loan to take a second position once the SBA loan is established. Now, notice though that because it's higher dollar amounts, they do have a couple other requirements, right? They want to see larger businesses that are doing at least 2 million of revenue, and they also want to see businesses that have at least 2+ years of experience. Now, the nice thing is the FinTech lender will close relatively quickly. They can close in as fast as 10 to 14 days, and for higher dollars amounts like that, that's awesome, right? They're obviously going to be underwriting the cash flow of the business, looking very heavily at the accounts receivables, right? And then the overall metrics of the business, where their annual revenues were at last year, what their EBITDA was, and where they're going to end up going into this year, and what their forecasts are for for next year as well. So anyway, another really great, innovative, creative solution that one of our FinTech lenders has created for the purpose of getting larger amounts of working capital available before a borrower secures that SBA bridge loan. So that wraps up our presentation today. I hope it's been educational. I hope, especially for our banker referral partners on this call, that it's kind of walked you through some of the different innovative, creative solutions that we have, that we can kind of work hand in hand with our banking partners on. And obviously, if anyone has a need or has any questions about some of the information that we presented today, please feel free to reach out to John. We have more information available at www.rainstarcapitalgroup.com/John, or you can reach out to John via his email. As you can see there, you can reach out and get a call coordinated with him. We thank you, John, for your time today and going through these programs with us, and we'll look forward to being in touch soon.
Well, thank you, Kurt. I appreciate the opportunity to be on this presentation. And again, as you said, anybody that has any questions, that wants more information, please feel free to contact me. I'd enjoy talking to you and learning about your needs, and providing solutions to the needs that you bring to me. So thank you again, Kurt. Thank you. I enjoyed the time being with you.
Yep, absolutely. Have a great day.